So it's great to be here. I am the Vice President of Health and Wellness here at the YMCA, and I do a number of other things as well, and I've learned a ton along the way. But one thing that is very dear to my heart are my colleagues and friends in the field, and I see a lot of you guys out there tonight. So thank you for coming and being a part of such an important event, and to have an important discussion about what recreation means, what it means for business, what it means for the health of our communities. So thank you for being here. Like Ken mentioned, my role is relatively new to the YMCA, although when I started, one of my colleagues said, well, what is Shannon going to do that's any different than what we already do? 3 years later, I'm still working to answer that question, but importantly, what it means is it's a statement towards our strategic plan, which is to support the body, mind, and spirit of folks, and to also look at how we can create vibrant and healthy communities. And in our we just recently released our strategic plan for the next 10 years, and in that we make a statement that we believe that communities will be healthy and vibrant if children, youth, and adults belong, grow, thrive, and lead. And through my speech, I'll talk a little bit more about impact and what the YMCA is looking at in terms of how we make an impact in the community. And I know there are a number of provincial movements that looked at collective impact and that also look at how recreation is really making a difference. And I know there's some great work happening at other facilities and in other groups across the city. So we're lucky to be a part of that. So one of the things that my role is important to kind of put a stake in the ground around is how the YMCA can help to leverage, not necessarily recreate, the work that's happening. And so we're a part of a number of partnerships, one of which includes the South Health Campus YMCA, which you heard a little bit about earlier, and credit to Jim Gray, Wayne Perkins, and a lot of other people that put a lot of work into making that happen. That facility is sort of the hallmark of where I believe the intersection of recreation and health come together. We are a recreation facility inside a hospital. We're part of a wellness center that actually has 4 components. One is a teaching kitchen. We have a climbing wall. There's a resource center for patients in the community, and there's also a knowledge service for academia. And so when I was thinking about my remarks for tonight, I actually, like Dr. Talbot, went to my academic roots and looked up what the roots of the word recreation are. It actually really means restore to health. And when I think about what the YMCA does, I think about those things exactly. So when I began my journey with the Y, I was very focused on looking at how we could help in the early childhood development areas, how we could help with things like adolescent mental health, of which we are a big part, how we could support employee wellness, and we have a large number of health services employees that engage with us, and we've seen some remarkable results there. But it wasn't really until I had my own sort of why aha moment that I realized actually what it was all about. I have a 3-year-old niece who I'm crazy about, and she has a single-parent home. She lives in a part of the city that isn't as privileged as other parts of the city. And I look at her and I think about her potential and what she needs to actually achieve that. And I think about the work that the Y does and that the city does and what that means for recreation. So the YMCA actually is more than just a physical fitness center. And when I think about my 3-year-old niece, I think about the opportunities that she has to go into the pool and learn how to swim. But I also think about what it means for her to make new friends and for her to learn to be confident and to be able to throw and catch a ball, play in the playground. And so when I think about what that means for the city of Calgary and businesses, almost all of you are going to go home to families who you care about. And that's where the YMCA plays a role. We are here for children, youth, adults, and families. And so when you look back at the history of the Y, we've been in the city more than 112 years. We've gone through numerous iterations of ourselves, starting in 1909 with the first Central Y. In 1963, we opened 2 Ys on the same day. Many of you will remember the North and South Ys. We have 5 branches today and a community Y that really looks at how we serve new immigrant populations, how we can help with leadership development, and how we can help adolescent youth graduate from high school. And so there's a broad spectrum of what the YMCA can do. But when we talk about impact in the community, I think one of the take-home messages is that those 4 words, belong, grow, thrive, and lead, are really at the core of what we do. And that is, recreation is so much more than just a fitness center. It means a place where you feel like you have a sense of connection, that you belong to something, and that there is a sense of purpose to what you're doing. We have, I think, multiple opportunities in the city of Calgary to demonstrate leadership, and the Y is happy to be one of them. And leadership is a huge piece of what the YMCA does, especially for youth. And when I look at the community and the people in this room, I see business leaders and I see a lot of folks that are committed to their own wellness and to the wellness of communities. So I wanted to just leave you with a couple of thoughts really around what that means from the business perspective. We have a partnership with Alberta Health Services to deliver wellness services to employees. And one of the most profound outcomes from that has been the sense of connection, but not only the sense of connection, but the sense of camaraderie, the sense of fellowship, and all of the health outcomes that follow from that. And so we've seen some great movement there. So one of the things I'd like to challenge this group to do is to think about what your role is as an individual, as a parent, as an employee, as a member of the community, of what your role is in that mix. As an example, well, the big thing that I guess I would also like to impart is that the YMCA is a charity. And when I think about my 3-year-old niece and I think about the opportunities for her, we need to raise $1.5 million towards our Strong Kids campaign so that every kid can have a Y experience. We don't turn anybody away for inability to pay. And so we need a lot of people on board to be able to do that. So it takes a community to help raise healthy kids. It's that whole thing, it takes a community to raise a child. But it also takes a community to make everybody healthy. So I'm privileged to be here with you guys tonight and very happy to see so many faces in the crowd, and I look forward to the discussion that follows. Thanks.